93 at Lanark Golf Course. Right after the Friends of Brian's golf tournament. I was talking to Chris at the cocktail hour, and I happened to have the Chicago Bulls, Phoenix Sun next day, finals basketball. And I mentioned to Chris, hey Chris, do you want to go to the game tomorrow? I have the game. And he gave me that, that stare he had. But he didn't say anything. So the next day I'm over at the house packing my bag, and the phone rings. I say hello, and I get a, Mr. Oaks, were you serious about taking me to the game? Who's going to deny that, right? So I said, Chris, you give me 10 minutes, because I got a flight at 10 o'clock. Let's see if I can get you on the flight, and we'll flight back, and then we'll go. And no sooner I hang up the phone rings again. But this time it's not Chris. It's Pat the Jewel saying, did he just call you to take him to the game? I said, yeah, Pat, don't worry, everything's taken care of. By 10 o'clock that day, we go flying out. In the meantime, Don gets a hold of Bill Bradshaw. When we land in Chicago, he takes him to a Cubs game. And that night, I take him to the NBA final game against Barkley and Jordan. Now you tell me, 12 hours, he went from sitting in his wheelchair in Harrowtown, getting on a flight to Chicago, and going to the baseball game, and going to a basketball game. How many of us wouldn't be exhausted doing that? But he felt that it was normal. So the only ending of the story is, when we get home, what Pat and Don forgot to tell me is, he needs a catheter when he goes to bed. Chris and I rolled around in the bed for about a half hour. I was more exhausted trying to put his catheter on than I was to work in the basketball game. So thank you for that memory.